What's your take on Russian assets seemingly shrugging off these sanctions?
I think actually over the last week or so there have been expectations that the EU would join the US in terms of ramping up sanctions, but a lot of it was priced in, and in some respects I think the markets were expecting them to be an awful lot more punitive than what they actually were. I mean, for example, Sberbank, the fact that it actually was omitted from the list of companies sanctioned by the US has seen it actually rise about 3% today. And of course there is a general feeling that while there are impacts there in terms of banking, energy and defence industries, that it's not necessarily going to be felt by the wider Russian community, and it's probably expected that the Kremlin will shrug it off as well. So it's more of a warning shot rather than any real sanctions, and no real original thought from the EU in terms of what they've decided to do.
So, but if markets are getting ready to price more in right now, they're watching this situation, surely, you say the Kremlin's going to shrug it off, surely this situation can only escalate. Putin more hard-headed, sanctions getting worse. Markets will start pricing that in as well now, I imagine, right?
Well, I would imagine that there will be a certain amount of tenacity in the markets to some extent. Obviously, there's a lot of information due out today, US dollar based, that where market spectators are watching an awful lot more closely. It does seem that if we do see a ramping up of the sanctions in terms of the financial sector, then that might have a little bit more of an effect. But the fact, as I said, that Sberbank has avoided it, and only VTB is only on the short-term lending side, has really not kind of push the market back too much. The oil industry, though, that is something that I would be slightly concerned about. BP clearly had good earnings this year, but it has obviously said that it's going to be a little bit of a problem for them if we do see an increase in sanctions, down 7% this month as well. And it does refer to future transactions rather than transactions already agreed. So it all depends on what sort of plans have been in the offing to really see what the effects will be.